Section 2. Detecting parts of speech. In this section, we are concerned about detecting parts of speech. Parts of speech refers to the different grammatical elements of a sentence, such as the nouns, verbs, and prepositions. The process involves taking a sentence, identifying the individual words of the sentence, then assigning a given tag to that sentence. The tag may be such thing as this word is a noun or this word is an object of the sentence, things of that nature. The process of performing POS tagging is important and can be used in other downstream tasks to determine better the meaning of a section of text. The POS tagging process is applied to individual sentence one at a time. We will be looking at this process and determining why POS tagging can be difficult and why it's not necessarily that simple. We'll also be demonstrating how to use an open source Java API to perform POS tagging. Specifically, we'll be using the Open NLP video library to perform POS tagging. It turns out that sometimes the model we're using needs to address specialized sentences, specialized problems we may run across, possibly different languages. As a result, it may be necessary to train a POS model. In the last video of this sequence, we'll be looking at how to train a POS model. Understanding POS? With this in mind, let's go ahead and look at the next. In this particular video, we'll be looking at some of the issues involved with performing POS tagging. We'll look at different tags that we may run across in our process and basically give an idea of overall why this is difficult and what we need to do. Parts of speech refers to the individual words of a sentence and more specifically the type of word or being used. For example, the word is a verb or a noun. We are interested in identifying the grammatical elements of a sentence. So parts of speech processing is done to one sentence at a time. The process involves the process of tagging individual words. Tagging is the process of applying a particular meaning, if you like, to an individual word of a sentence. A tag can be things such as a noun, verb, adjective. Each word in a sentence is assigned a tag. In the following sentence, this city is getting busy. We can see below that where the sentence has actually been tagged. The word this is followed by a tag, preceded by a slash, then DT. The slash DT is the tag. City as a tag, slash NN is a verb, slash VBZ, getting VBG, busy being JJ. These individual tags have specific meanings. Actually, there are several different tags available, several different collections of tags. However, most of these tags sources are using the same tags in common. They differ perhaps in some specialized tags being used or exactly how they want to interpret the particular tags that are available for a given language. We'll be using the POS tags as provided by the University of Pennsylvania tree blank found in the following website. Let's go ahead and look at the website. Bring it up and we'll look at some of these tags. We'll go back and see exactly what the DT, NN, VZ, VBG, and JJ tags are. Once you have the link up, notice that here is the alphabetical listing of the parts of speech tags. Notice it consists of 3 columns, a number, a tag, and description. It turns out, as we scroll down, there are about 36 tags found in this particular library. Now, we'll see a tag such as DT. The first one we looked at is the determiner. We also notice there's an N tag used in our previous example, or the NN tag was a noun singular tag. We also have an NNS, an NNP, and NNPS tags. All these refer to nouns, different types of nouns, either proper nouns or singular or plural nouns. So even for a tag such as a noun, there are various tags that can be used. And again, the actual nouns, tags being used depends upon the actual library we're using. Let's go look at the verb tags. There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different verb tags. We looked at the VBZ and VBG. The VBZ is a singular third person singular. VBG is basically a present participle verb. So even for verbs, there are different variations of verbs. Adding and having these different variations of a verb or a noun allows us to provide a more in-depth meaning, perhaps how that word is actually being used, which in long term can provide better understanding of what that sentence is all about. The JJ tag we saw is an adjective. And so we'll see that in this case there are 3 different types of adjectives. Comparative, superlative are also possible tags that can be used with adjectives. We can see like there's a cardinal number. We can see maybe foreign words. This being English, and any non-English word may be or should be tagged as a foreign word. We see tags for adjectives, participles, pronouns, etc. This gives you an example of the tags that are available that can be used And these are the set of tags we'll be using in our videos. All right, now that we have a better understanding of what a tag is, let's move on. First of all, we want to consider exactly why this can be difficult. The process tagging parts of a speech can be difficult. Well, the one problem we have is a tag can be used, more than one tag can actually be used with the same word. In the following sentence, Bill cut the bill in two, we see the word bill used in two different contexts. In the first context, bill is a noun referring to an individual, indicating that he is cutting the bill in two. And the second use of the word bill refers to a numerical currency or paper currency, like a $1 bill or $5 bill, etc. So obviously we cannot simply take a collection of words like bill and say, hey, that's always going to be a verb. It may not. So we have to look more carefully at the sentence and provide further analysis of the sentence. It also turns out that there may be more than one way assigning tags to the very same sentence. This is maybe subject to interpretation depending upon how a grammatical expert may actually decide it should be assigned. As a result, we'll see in some of the demonstrations that we may have more than one set of tag sequences that are possible. Another thing that makes POS tagging more difficult nowadays is we see a lot of text messaging occurring. Inside the text message, we often see textees. Textees is nothing more than a combination of text, abbreviation, emoticons that can be used. In the following text, BTW, he alone LOL, can be translated or can be interpreted as, by the way, he ate alone, laugh out loud. So in this case, we have some perhaps unusual abbreviations being used. These abbreviations can quickly change over time. It turns out we typically want to use a specialized model to go out there and analyze textees versus the model used to analyze standard English type text. Often we may find that in some problem domains we don't really have a good library, a good model to work with. We may have to train that model. We will be looking at that also. So you can see here that the process of performing parts of speech tagging can be difficult. A lot of complications can occur. In this particular sequence, we'll be looking at how to use OpenNLP to perform POS tagging. We'll use it to perform simple POS tagging with straight English in essence. And we'll also use OpenNLP to train a model to perform tagging. This will give you an idea of how you go about training a model that you might want to use for specialized text.